The sky above Earth had never looked so quiet, and yet it had never felt so heavy. It started with a signal. At first, no one noticed it. It was just another strange noise in space, something weak and broken. Deep space satellites picked it up, but it did not look important. Scientists thought it was just background radiation or a natural signal. But one young technician at a small monitoring station did something different. He listened carefully. The signal was repeating. Not random, not noise. It had a pattern. He replayed it again and again. The sound was slow, almost like a heartbeat. Then suddenly the pattern changed. It became clear. It was a message. Within hours, the signal reached the biggest space agencies in the world. Teams of scientists worked day and night to decode it. The message was not long, but it was enough to shake the entire planet. It said, "We are coming." Nothing more. No name. No explanation. Just those 3 words. At first, governments tried to keep it secret. They did not want panic. But secrets do not last long in the modern world. Soon, the news spread everywhere. People were afraid. Some thought it was a joke. Some believed it was the end of the world. And some were excited. Days passed. Then weeks. The signal kept repeating. "We are coming." Then, one morning, everything changed. Every screen on Earth turned black. Phones, TVs, computers, even large billboards in cities. For a few seconds, there was complete silence. Then, a single line appeared. "Do not be afraid." At the same time, something appeared in the sky. Not one ship. Not 10. Thousands. Huge. Dark shapes covered the sky. They were silent. No fire. No sound. Just floating like they had always been there. People ran into the streets. Some cried. Some stared in shock. The ships did not attack. They did not move. They just watched. Military forces around the world prepared for war. Jets were ready. Missiles were armed. Every country was on high alert. But no one fired, because no one knew what would happen next. Minutes felt like hours. Then, the message came again. This time it was not text. It was a voice. Calm, deep, not human. "We are here to protect you." The world froze. Protect? From what? Leaders from different countries quickly tried to communicate. They sent signals, messages, even direct broadcasts. Finally, the aliens responded. They chose one place to talk. A secure room. Cameras on. World leaders watching. The air felt heavy. Then, a figure appeared on the screen. Tall, thin, not like any human. Its eyes were dark, but not empty. Its face had no emotion, but its voice was clear. "We mean no harm," it said. "We are your protectors." One leader leaned forward. "Protect us from what?" he asked. The alien paused. For the first time, it did not answer immediately. "You are not ready to know," it said slowly. That answer made everything worse. If there was nothing to fear, why hide the truth? Days passed, but the ships did not leave. Instead, more strange things started happening. Satellites stopped working. Deep space signals disappeared. Telescopes showed nothing beyond a certain point in space, like something was blocking the view. Scientists were confused. This was not protection. This was control. But the aliens stayed calm. They shared small pieces of technology, clean energy, medical tools, simple solutions to big human problems. Some people started to trust them. "They are helping us," many said, but others were not so sure. Inside secret labs, scientists worked quietly. They tried to look beyond the block space. They tried new methods, new angles, new ideas, and finally they saw something. Far away, very far, something was moving. It was big, bigger than anything ever seen, and it was coming toward Earth. The discovery was kept secret at first. Only a few people knew, but the fear grew quickly. This was not just a visit. This was something else. Meanwhile, the aliens became more active. Their ships moved into perfect positions around Earth, like a shield or like a cage. No one could tell the difference anymore. In one meeting, a human diplomat decided to ask again. This time, his voice was calm but strong. "If you are here to protect us," he said, "then tell us the truth. The alien looked at him, silent. The room felt cold. "Truth is dangerous," the alien replied. The diplomat did not move. "So is silence," he said. There was a long pause. For a moment, it looked like the alien would answer. But then, "No," it said, and the connection ended. That moment changed everything. Trust started to break. People began to ask questions. Why were the aliens really here? What were they hiding? And most importantly, what was coming? Late at night, in a hidden research station, a small team of scientists looked at the data again. The object in space was getting closer, faster than expected. One of them whispered, "This is not normal." Another replied, "This is not natural either." They increased the zoom. The image became clearer. And then they understood something terrifying. It was not just big. It was alive. Or, at least, it was acting like it. Moving with purpose. Not random. Not lost. It was coming directly toward Earth. The room went silent. One scientist sat back slowly. "If the aliens are protecting us," he said quietly, "then why do they look afraid?" No one answered. Above them, in the dark sky, the alien ships remained still, watching, waiting, and hiding something. The question that no one could ignore anymore was simple. If they came to protect Earth, then who or what were they protecting it from? The world did not sleep that night. News had spread quietly at first, but now, fear was growing everywhere. People could feel it. Something was wrong. The alien ships were still in the sky, silent and unmoving. But now, they did not feel like protectors anymore. They felt like watchers, like guards, or worse, like something waiting. Inside a hidden underground facility, far from any city, a group of scientists and military officers gathered around a large screen. The room was cold, filled with tension. On the screen was the object, the thing moving through space. It was closer now, much closer, and every time they updated the data, it moved faster. "This is impossible," one scientist said. "Nothing this big should move like that." Another replied quietly, "Maybe it doesn't follow our rules." Silence filled the room. They zoomed in again. The image was still unclear, but something about it felt wrong. It did not look like a ship. It did not look like a planet. It looked like a shadow, a massive, shifting shadow in space. Almost like it was not fully there. One officer crossed his arms. "Is it alive?" he asked. No one answered, because no one knew. Meanwhile, above Earth, the alien fleet started to change positions. Slowly, carefully, they moved into a perfect circle around the planet. A complete ring, like a shield, or like a wall. And then, something even more strange happened. All signals leaving Earth stopped. No communication could pass the alien barrier. Satellites could not send anything out. It was as if Earth had been cut off from the universe. Trapped, the governments of the world were not happy. Emergency meetings were called. Leaders were angry now. "This is not protection," one leader said. "This is control." Another added, "They are hiding something from us." The decision was made quickly. They would confront the aliens again. But this time not with questions, with demands. The meeting was arranged. Same room, same screen, same alien. It appeared again, calm as always. But this time, the humans were not calm. "You have crossed the line," a general said. "You are blocking our signals. You are controlling our sky." The alien did not react. "We are ensuring your safety," it replied. The diplomat from before leaned forward again. His eyes were sharp. "No," he said. "You are ensuring your own." The room went silent. The alien paused. For the first time, it looked uncertain. "You do not understand," it said slowly. "Then explain," the diplomat replied. Another long pause. And then, something changed. The alien's voice became lower, more serious. "There's a presence," it said. "A force older than your species, older than most civilizations." Everyone in the room listened carefully. "It does not attack like you expect," the alien continued. "It does not send weapons. It does not speak." "Then what does it do?" someone asked. The alien's dark eyes seemed to look through the screen. "It erases," it said. The word stayed in the air. heavy, cold. What do you mean erases? The diplomat asked. The alien did not answer immediately. Instead, it showed something. The screen changed. A star system appeared. Planets, moons, asteroids, normal, peaceful. Then, slowly, everything began to disappear. Not explode, not burn, just fade, like it was never there. One by one, the planets vanished. Then the star itself, gone. No sound, no light, nothing. The screen went black. The room was completely silent. This is what is coming. The alien said. No one moved. No one spoke. Finally, the general asked a question everyone was thinking. Can it be stopped? The alien looked down for a moment, then back up. No, it said. Fear spread instantly. But you said you came to protect us, someone shouted. We did, the alien replied. Then protect us, the diplomat demanded. Another pause, longer this time, and then the truth began to break through. We cannot fight it, the alien said quietly. The room froze. What? The general asked. We cannot fight it, the alien repeated. We can only delay it. Delay? The diplomat said. By using Earth? The alien said nothing. That silence was the answer. Anger filled the room. You brought it here, one officer shouted. You used us as a shield. The alien's voice became firm again. It was already coming, it said. Your planet is in its path. Then why stay? The diplomat asked. Why not run? For a moment, the alien did not speak. And when it finally did, its voice was different. Not calm, not confident, afraid. It follows fear, it said. The humans looked at each other. What does that mean? Someone asked. The alien took a slow breath. It is drawn to civilizations that panic, that try to escape, that show weakness. The realization hit the room like a shock. You're hiding behind us, the diplomat said. The alien did not deny it. Humans do not behave like other species, it said. You are unpredictable. You fight when you should run. You stay when you should hide. The general leaned forward. So you think we'll protect you? He asked. No, the alien said. We think you'll confuse it. That answer changed everything. Humans were not being protected. They were being used. As bait. As a distraction. As something different. The connection ended soon after. This time, not by the humans. By the aliens. The room stayed silent for a long time. No one knew what to say. Finally, the diplomat stood up. They are not our allies, he said. They are survivors. And we, he paused, we are their last chance. Outside, the sky looked the same. The alien ship still floated in perfect silence. But now, everyone knew the truth. They were not here to save Earth. They were here because they had nowhere else to go. And something far worse was coming. Back in the research station, the scientists updated the data again. The object was closer. Much closer now. The image was clearer too. And this time they saw a movement. Not like a machine. Not like a ship. Like something thinking. One scientist leaned closer to the screen. His voice shook slightly. It's changing direction. Another looked at the numbers. No, she said slowly. It's not changing direction. It's adjusting. Adjusting to what? Someone asked. She swallowed. To us. Silence. Deep, heavy silence. Above Earth. For the first time since they arrived, one of the alien ships moved away from its position. Just slightly, but enough to notice. It was not holding the line anymore. It was preparing. Or maybe it was getting ready to run. And for the first time in human history, Earth was not alone. But it had never felt more in danger. Because now, the truth was clear. The aliens were not the strongest. They were not the saviors. They were afraid. And whatever could make them afraid was almost here. The fear did not break humanity. It changed it. For years, humans had looked at the stars with hope, curiosity, dreams of discovery. Now, they looked up with something else. Challenge. The truth about the aliens spread fast. It could not be hidden anymore. People around the world reacted in different ways. Some panicked. Some prayed, but many became angry. We are not their shield, people said. We are not their hiding place. And slowly, that anger turned into something stronger. Determination. Inside the same underground facility, the leaders of Earth met again. This time, the room felt different. No fear, no confusion, only focus. The diplomat stood at the center. They think we will act like every other species, he said. They think we will panic. The general nodded. Then we prove them wrong. A scientist stepped forward. The thing out there, it reacts to fear. That is what the alien said. And you believe them? Another officer asked. I believe the data, she replied. Every destroyed system showed the same pattern. Signals of panic, escape attempts, chaos. She paused. But we are not like that. The room went quiet, because everyone knew she was right. Humans had a long history of doing the unexpected, of fighting when there was no hope, of standing when they should fall. The plan started to form. Not a perfect plan, not a safe plan, but a human plan. We don't hide, the diplomat said. We don't run. The general smiled slightly. We make it see something new. Above Earth, the alien fleet began to show cracks. Ships moved out of formation. Some drifted away from protective ring. Others powered down systems. As if preparing to leave, they were losing control. They were scared, and humans could see it. A message was sent to the alien leaders. Short, clear, direct. Tell us everything or leave our sky. For the first time since their arrival, the aliens did not respond. Hours passed. Then a full day. Silence. That silence was the final answer. They are done helping, the general said. No, the diplomat replied. They never were. That same day, something incredible happened. Humans stopped waiting. Around the world, scientists, engineers, and military forces came together. Countries that had been enemies for years now shared information freely. There was no time for politics. No time for fear. Only time to act. In secret labs, new weapons were designed. Not to destroy the enemy, but to confuse it. If the aliens were right, fear was the key. So humans would become the opposite. Calm, unpredictable, strange. One team worked on signal systems. They created broadcasts that showed no fear, no panic, only controlled, steady patterns. Another team worked on decoys, fake ships, fake movements, false targets, things that would not make sense to something expecting chaos. The idea was simple. Break its understanding. Make it hesitate. And hesitation could be enough. Days passed quickly. The object was now visible even to basic telescopes. A dark shape in the distance, growing larger every hour. The world watched together. No one could look away. Meanwhile, the alien ships continued to move. More of them left their positions. Some even started to move away from Earth completely, running. The truth was clear. They had given up. In the command center, alarm suddenly sounded. It's entering the outer system, a technician shouted. All screens focused on the same point. The thing was here. No longer far away. No longer unknown. Still silent. Still strange. But now real. A deep silence filled the room. This was it. The moment everything had been leading to. The diplomat took a slow breath. Send the signal, he said. The scientist nodded. Her hands moved quickly over the controls. Then, with a single press, humanity spoke to the unknown, not with words, but with patterns. Calm, steady, controlled, no fear. The signal spread into space, toward the approaching presence. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, it's reacting, someone said. The object slowed, just slightly, but enough to notice. It's working, the scientist whispered. Excitement grew in the room, but the general raised his hand. Stay focused, he said. This is just the beginning. More signals were sent, different patterns, strange movements, unpredictable designs, everything that could confuse, everything that could break expectation. The object moved again. This time its path shifted, not away, but uncertain, like it was thinking, like it was trying to understand. For the first time, it was not in control, back in orbit, The remaining alien ships watched closely. They had stopped running, at least for now. One of their leaders opened a private channel to Earth. The diplomat answered. "Why are you doing this?" the alien asked. Its voice was no longer calm. It was tense. "You said it follows fear," the diplomat replied. "So we remove fear." "That is not enough," the alien said quickly. "You do not understand what this is." "Then help us understand," the diplomat said. Silence. Then, slowly, "We have seen thousands of civilizations fall," the alien said. "They all try to fight or flee. And we are doing neither," the diplomat replied. Another pause. "You are doing something worse," the alien said. The diplomat raised an eyebrow. "What?" "You are confusing it." For a second, there was no sound. Then the diplomat smiled slightly. "Good," he said. The connection ended. In space, the massive presence stopped moving forward. Completely. For the first time since it was discovered, it paused. The signals continued. Calm. Steady. Human. Minutes passed. Then more. The world held its breath. Waiting. Watching. And then, "It's changing again," the scientist said. Everyone looked at the screen. The shape was shifting. Not like before. Not smooth. Not controlled. Almost unstable. "It doesn't like this," she added. The general stepped forward. "Prepare phase 2, he said. "What is phase 2? Someone asked. The diplomat answered. "We push back." Above Earth, human-made objects began to launch. Small crafts. Simple designs. Moving in strange patterns. Not attacking. Not retreating. Just approaching. The aliens watched in silence. They had never seen anything like this. A species that did not run. A species that did not beg. A species that moved forward into the unknown. Towards something that had erased entire systems. Towards something they could not defeat. And yet, they went anyway. Because they were human. And humans did not wait for protection. They became it. As the first human crafts moved closer to the massive presence, one final message was sent from Earth. Not hidden. Not secret. Clear and open. "We are not afraid." The message echoed into the darkness. And for the first time, the thing in space responded. Not with words. Not with sound. But with movement. Sudden. Sharp. Unstable. As if something inside it had broken. And in that moment, everyone understood. This was not just a battle. This was something new. Something no one had ever tried before. And it had already begun. The final test was here. And there was no turning back now. Space had never looked so alive. Not with light. Not with sound. But with tension. Every movement now mattered. Every second felt heavy. The dark presence in space was no longer calm. It moved in sharp, broken ways. Like something thinking too fast. Or something confused. From Earth, millions of people watched the live feeds. For the first time, there was no hiding. No secrets. Everyone saw it. Everyone felt it. This was a moment. The human crafts moved closer. Small. Fragile. Nothing compared to the massive thing in front of them. But they did not stop. They did not turn back. Inside one of the crafts, a pilot looked at the screen in front of him. His hands were steady. His heart was not. But he kept moving. "Distance closing," he said quietly. Back on Earth, the command center was silent. No one spoke. They just watched. The signals continued. Calm. Clear. No fear. The same message, again and again. "We are not afraid." The massive presence reacted again. This time it pulled back slightly. A small movement. But enough. "It's retreating," someone whispered. The general shook his head. "No," he said. "It's unsure." The difference mattered. Because unsure meant it could be pushed. The diplomat stepped forward. "Continue," he said. More crafts launched. More signals sent. More strange, unpredictable patterns filled the space between Earth and the unknown. The presence shifted again. Faster now. Less stable. Like it was trying to find something. Trying to understand. But there was nothing to understand. Humans were not following any known pattern. They were not acting like prey. They were not acting like enemies. They were acting like something new. Above them, the remaining alien ships watched in silence. They had stopped running completely. Some had even moved closer again, carefully, slowly, as if they were seeing something impossible. One alien commander spoke softly. "They are breaking it," he said. Another replied, "No, they are breaking expectations." Back near the front line, the first human craft reached a critical distance, closer than anything had ever gone before. The pilot took a deep breath. "This is it," he said. He activated the final signal, different from the others, stronger, more direct, a focused message. Not fear, not anger, not challenge, just presence. Clear, solid, unmoving. For a moment, everything stopped. The massive shape froze, completely still. No movement, no shift, nothing. Time itself felt frozen. On Earth, people held their breath. No one moved. No one spoke. Then, something changed. The dark surface of the presence began to ripple. Not like before. Not smooth. Not controlled. Chaotic. As if it was breaking apart from the inside. "It's destabilizing," a scientist shouted. Energy readings spiked across every system. The object was reacting in ways no one had ever seen. It moved suddenly. A violent shift. Then another, like it was trying to escape something. But there was nothing to escape. Only the signals. Only the calm. Only the absence of fear. "It can't process this," the scientist said. "It doesn't know what to do." The general nodded slowly. "Good," he said. "Keep pushing." More signals. More movement. More human presence. The crafts moved even closer. Closer than safe. Closer than logical. But that was the point. They were not being logical. They were being human. And that was something the presence had never faced before. The massive shape suddenly pulled back. Faster this time. Clear movement. Away from Earth. "It's retreating," someone shouted. Now the general allowed himself a small smile. "Yes," he said. "Now it is." The room filled with energy. Hope. Shock. Disbelief. It was working. The thing that erased entire civilizations was pulling away because of humans, because of something as simple and as powerful as refusing to fear. But it was not over yet. The presence stopped again. Further away now, but still there, still watching, still thinking. "It might come back," the diplomat said quietly. "Then we don't stop," the general replied. Above them, the alien fleet made a decision. One by one, their ships turned, not to run, but to face the presence. For the first time, they stood their ground, inspired, changed. One alien ship moved closer to the human crafts. Carefully, respectfully, a channel opened. The diplomat answered. The alien appeared again, but this time it looked different. Not calm, not distant. Something else. Something close to respect. "How?" it asked. The diplomat looked at the screen, then at the data, then back at the alien. "We didn't do what you expected," he said. "That is not enough," the alien replied. "It was," the diplomat said. "You said follows fear." The alien nodded slowly. "Yes. So we gave it nothing to follow," the diplomat continued. Silence filled the channel. The alien seemed to process this, to understand. After a moment, it spoke again. "We have seen countless species," it said. "None have done this." The diplomat smiled slightly. "Maybe that's why you came here," he said. The alien paused, then asked the question that had been waiting since the beginning. "How did you defeat it?" The diplomat looked out at the screen, at the retreating presence, at the human craft still moving forward, at the signals still flowing. And he answered simply, "We didn't wait to be protected." The alien said nothing, because there was nothing to say. In the distance, the massive presence made one final movement, a sharp turn. Then it left, not fading, not erasing, just retreating into the darkness. Gone. For now, the danger had passed. The Earth was safe. But something had changed, not just in space, but in the minds of everyone watching. Humans were not weak. They were not prey. They were not something to protect. They were something else. Something new. Something that even the unknown could not understand. Back on Earth, people slowly began to breathe again. Some laughed, some cried, some just stared at the sky. The alien ships remained in orbit, but now they felt different. Not above, not in control, just present, watching a species they no longer understood, and maybe finally respecting it. In the command center, the general leaned back in his chair. "It's over," someone said. The diplomat shook his head slightly. "No," he said, "this is just a beginning." Because now, the universe knew something it had never known before. Humans do not wait for protection. They become the reason others feel safe. And somewhere, deep in the darkness, something that had never known fear had just learned it. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and support us. It really helps us grow and bring more videos like this. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.